Full time at the Emirates. I had predicted 3-1, but it ended up into a 3-0 affair at the Emirates. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're truly watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Arsenal going in hard today and obviously sending a very big message to Man City that please, I'm gonna take this to a level that might be hard for you to obviously come and really catch us, because as it stands, Arsenal has gone 6 points clear ahead of Man City and with more 4 goals ahead of them into the mix as the goal difference because of what they've gone ahead to display today at the Emirates. And I tell you what, when you are Arsenal, this is what you need to do, because after having gone ahead to understand that this league might be decided by the goal difference, Arsenal have ran riot. Do you know how many games Arsenal had gone without scoring more than 1 goal? Or winning a game with a goal difference of 2? You know, I think they're like, are they 10 games? You get? In the Premier League, if I might count, Arsenal had gone very many games without scoring 2, you know. Against Newcastle, they won 1-0. Bournemouth, they beat them by 2 goals to meaning that they scored 1. In the Champions League, you saw what happened. They scored 1 against a team known as Atletico Madrid. They never scored when they hosted a team known as Sporting Lisbon. Away, they beat Sporting Lisbon by 1-0. Then there came games of Man City in what we call the Premier League. They lost by 2-1. They only scored 1. In the Carabao Cup finale, you know what happened? Arsenal was beaten by 2-0. So Arsenal had taken very many games, close to 10 plus games, without scoring more than 1 goal in a game. And today looks like is the day that spell has been really unscrewed from Arsenal, and they've gone ahead to obviously throw in their attacks left, right and center, and they found themselves winning this game by 3-0. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having pure fun. Let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit how many subscribers? We want to hit 30,000 subscribers in there for you. So go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. Now, let's obviously go to the pitch and see how things really went ahead to pan out. Now, Viktor Gyokeres in the 9th minute went ahead to obviously be fed in by Bukayo Saka off the right, and Gyökeres went ahead to obviously bury that ball into the back of the net. And remember, when Arsenal was beating Newcastle, you know, I had even counted that game in games that Arsenal has gone ahead to only score 1 goal. It was Arsenal scoring through a set piece in the 9th minute. You remember that very well? 9th minute. You remember, again today, Arsenal in the 9th minute have gone ahead to obviously score the opener at the Emirates. Remember, even in the game of Newcastle, they were playing at the Emirates in there for you. So, after that, Arsenal went ahead to get another goal. Twist and turning, chopping in and out to the left foot. That is Leandro Trossard. And went ahead obviously slow, chip that ball into the mid of the goal. It found Ricardo Carafiori unmarked, and Carafiori went ahead to head it home. But remember, he was flagged offside as Ricardo Carafiori, and that required Arsenal to really wait for until the 40th minute, where Eze went ahead to obviously do a very good line-breaking pass to find a well-made run of Viktor Gyokeres, controlled the ball and got back, cut inside, and Bukayo Saka went ahead to make, it's called what? A right inside tunnel run. And after making that run, obviously Viktor Gyokeres went ahead to do justice to him, played him in, and Saka went ahead to go onto the near post, because many thought that he was obviously going to go onto the far post. But he went ahead to go to the near post, and he made it to nil for the club of Arsenal in the 40th minute in there for you. Meaning that by doing that, Saka had created the first goal and had gone ahead to score the second goal. And the same applies to Viktor Gyokeres, that he had scored the first goal and created what we call the second one. Meaning that the GA was 2 for Bukayo Saka and 2 for Gyokeres, in the combining for the first 2 goals of Arsenal. Now, towards the end of the game, Gabriel Magalhaes makes a very beautiful pass. He beats the press from, is it Bassi, the central defender? And after beating that press, he obviously plays in a player known as Trossard. Trossard, ran into the half of Fulham. Went ahead to obviously do some step overs and went ahead to notice that their targetsman, who goes by the names of what's his name? Who goes by the names of their targetsman, who goes by the names of Gyökeres, had gone ahead to make a very good run in the mouth of the goal, and Trossard went ahead to really chip that ball into his vicinity, and he did nothing less apart from nodding that ball into the back of the net. In the 90th, 50th plus 4 minute, he had obviously nodded it to the back of the net to make it 3-0 for the club of Arsenal in there for you. And obviously, a lot went ahead to happen. And indeed, this is Arsenal running riot at the Emirates into a very big goal in there for you. Now, remember, in the match preview, I told you that with 4 games remaining, Gyökeres can score 20 Premier League goals, because we came into this when Gyökeres is having 12 goals, right? 12 goals is what he had, and today he has gone ahead to add 2. He has gone ahead to add 2, and he's now having 14 Premier League goals. A man who never had a preseason with the side of Arsenal has gone ahead, obviously coming through and put in a very huge a boost in there for you. In the midweek, scored a penalty against a team known as Atletico Madrid, whose rematch is happening. That is on Tuesday. And today he has gone ahead to score a brace, and he has also gone ahead to provide, I think, his first Premier League assist to an Arsenal player this season, and that is Viktor Gyokeres for you, doing what he does best as a player, and went ahead to kill off that game. And after killing off that game, indeed, he really went ahead to celebrate, and his mask celebration, that is Viktor Gyokeres for you. So, taking his tally to that amount of goals. But the big factor, the big get out of this game to me, is Arsenal having Ricardo Carafiori back. When you're having Ricardo Carafiori, I remember hinting on this, that Arsenal is missing Ricardo Carafiori and Julian Timber, because when you're having a Ricardo Carafiori and a Julian Timber, you're having 2 reference points, that can invert in the midfield and obviously go ahead to create loads in the midfield, and see to it that when they come in the midfield, you'll see Declan Rice, Zubimendi, all Lewis Kelly, all Odegaard moving forward, to see to it that they really have huge numbers in the final third of the opponent. And Arsenal, when they're having Carafiori, they can use him as a reference point in their back line, and obviously see to it that all goes on well. So today, them having 2 reference points of Benjamin White and Ricardo Carafiori went ahead to ease their play. That is it. If you've watched them, they are not fidgeting from the back line. They knew to it that they could move that ball. Lewis Kelly playing in that midfield. Playing in that midfield. You saw to it that he really put out a very huge performance. And I think they might change their thought at Arsenal, that maybe we are not obviously going to be releasing him. We rather let a player known as Nogard go and keep Lewis Kelly and retain him as a midfielder as they look out for another one to come in through, because he has shown us that he's very comfortable in the midfield. And those drives, he's a very good connector that get that ball and obviously move it forward. And Arsenal, killing off the game early enough, went ahead to help them rest players. Saka, after playing 45 minutes, the manager was like, I'm not bringing him on. He has gone ahead to play 30-30 in the previous 2 minutes against Newcastle and Atletico Madrid. Now he has gone ahead to get in 45. I think he's ready to play either a full game or a full hour in the game of Atletico Madrid. And I tell you, in the game of Atletico Madrid, Saka is gonna start. Declan Rice was taken off and rested. Zubimendi never started. He was rested, meaning that the manager is preparing him for the game of Atletico Madrid. The other player that we have to talk about goes by the names of Hincapie. He was on the bench and the manager never went ahead, obviously, play him a single minute. Eze was taken off and rested. So the manager did what he had to do because he knew to it that these players needed to be rested. Benjamin White was taken off and Mosquera was brought on, and indeed that helps them to recharge their batteries for the game of Atletico Madrid. I told you in the match day live that these are 4 season-defining days for the club of Arsenal. Why? 1, Arsenal have won today. They've gone ahead to go 6 points clear ahead of Man City. Man City has to play away at Everton and at home against Crystal Palace. All those aren't going to be easy games for Man City because they're obviously going to be feeling the pressure, right? From there, Arsenal are playing on Tuesday against Atletico Madrid. They win, they go into their first Champions League final after 2 decades. Remember, they last played in the Champions League finale in 2006 against a team known as Barcelona. Now, if they knock out Atletico Madrid, Arsenal will find themselves in a position of really playing in the Champions League, either with Bayern Munich or PSG. So that is really very, very, very important in there for you. So this club of Arsenal is doing really well, and the performances are really nice, and this performance has gone ahead to really give Arsenal a little bit of confirmation from the players to the fans that maybe Arsenal has now gone ahead to get unleashed, and obviously they are putting out a very huge showcase down there at the Emirates. So we wait and see how things really pan out, but they've gone ahead to set the pace. They are playing at West Ham away, and with that form, I think they can go and obviously do the needful. If Arsenal can score such goals, they'll pile more pressure at Man City, because Man City is going to be coming to the game of Everton knowing that only 1 goal is not enough. You get a goal and you'll be looking in for more, and Everton is not a team that you're supposed to obviously go ahead and obviously demand in for a loss and very many goals when they're really doing their thing where they are in there for you. Now, let's get straight into the stats of the game and see how things really pan out. The other player that was rested was Viktor Gyokeres, involved in 3 goals, and I think no one can say he's not the man of the match. So we get onto this. Arsenal had 17 shots, Fulham had 9, 8 shots on targets by the club of Arsenal, and Fulham had 1. 54% ball possession by the club of Arsenal, Fulham had 46%. 509 passes completed by Arsenal, Fulham completed 400 passes. 90% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 85% passing accuracy by Fulham. 7 fouls by Arsenal, 12 fouls by Fulham. 0 yellow cards to Arsenal and 1 yellow card to Fulham. No red cards issued. 7 offsides for the club of Arsenal. 0 offsides for the club of Fulham. Then 3 corners to the side of Arsenal and 4 corners to the side of Fulham. Arsenal have gone ahead to keep another clean sheet. And I think no goalkeeper has gone ahead to keep more clean sheets than David Raya. And Premier League Golden Glove looks like it's going to David Raya. Premier League Golden Glove 2025-2026. Looks like he has gone ahead to keep his 14th clean sheet of the season. Donnarumma is having, is it 10? Dean Henderson is having 11, right? And Jordan Pickford is having 11 in there for you. So it's not yet decided, but Raya looks like he's obviously going to be taking this home and obviously winning it once again. Ever since he came in through at the club of Arsenal, I don't think that there is any goalkeeper who has gone ahead to come in through and win that golden glove from him. He has gone ahead to come in through and he has won it, and he's really looking great. Now, Arsenal are at 76 points in 35 games. They have 23 wins, 7 draws, 5 losses, 67 goals scored, 26 goals conceded, 41 is the goal difference, and that is Arsenal. Man City second with 33 games played, 2 games in hand, 21 games won, 7 games drawn, 5 losses, 66 goals scored, 29 goals conceded, and they're having 37 as the goal difference, and they're at 70 points, meaning that they need to win their 2 games in hand to obviously level up with the club of Arsenal. Manchester United playing against Liverpool tomorrow are having 34 games and they're having 61 points. Guys, tomorrow the early kickstarter, if Bournemouth doesn't win tomorrow, United would have qualified for the Champions League. Have you heard? If Bournemouth doesn't win tomorrow, and it's the game that really starts off as Sunday, United will be in the Champions League. In there for you. Liverpool is playing Man United tomorrow. Aston Villa is having 34 games. Brentford is having 51 points in 35. Brighton is having 50 in 35. And that's what you're really having in for here. And for Arsenal fans, you have every reason to smile, because one of the last games of Man City, it's going to be away at Bournemouth. And Bournemouth are really into a battle of going into the UEFA Europa League, because the English Premier League is taking 6 teams is taking 5 teams to what we call the Champions League, meaning that there are 2 slots for teams to play in the UEFA Europa League. And as it stands, they do have the following slots. They do have teams ahead of them, and these teams are Brentford, 35 games, 51 points, Brighton, 35 games, 50 points, Bournemouth, 49 points in 34 games. They win tomorrow, they go to 52. Now, they will need to obviously beat every team that comes across them to put out a very huge showcase for the side of Bournemouth. And Man City is their second last game, or is their last game they're going to be playing at home. And what a way they'll obviously try to fight hard to create mayhem to the side of Man City. And it's one of those games, Bournemouth and a team known as Everton. Man City should look out onto those games, because they are obviously gonna be hard ones for the team known as Manchester City in there for you. Now, we head to the start. Only Bournemouth against Chelsea in December and Man City against Leeds in November have a side registered a higher non-goal penalty XG total in the first half of a Premier League match this season than Arsenal, 2.39 against Fulham. So it's only Bournemouth that have gone ahead to do this, to score goals with a non-penalty. 3 goals in the first half when they are non-penalty goals. So that is another start to obviously look at and really understand that things aren't really as they've been. And Arsenal have gone ahead obviously unlock themselves from their goal scoring form to a goal scoring form, and that is Arsenal for you. They've gone ahead to do a lot. I'm going to be returning with what the manager of Arsenal has gone ahead to say after this game of football, and the injuries that Arsenal are really having as he gears into the game of Atletico Madrid. What a big win for Mikel Arteta. You saw the celebration that he did after that game, and it really spoke volumes. It really meant a lot for Arsenal, because this man was on pressure, because he needed his team to obviously score goals, and he knows to it that they can build onto those 3 goals that Arsenal is going to hit to score today to see to it that they win the next games in there for you. Fulham came into this game 32 games, not a win. I think How many had they really lost? A lot, and Arsenal had to obviously give them that beating, and the player ratings will also run in through later. So keep on this channel, and you have every reason to hit what we call the notification bell. Turn it on, because after turning it on, you won't miss out on stories that we upload in here on a daily. Congratulations to Arsenal. As I predicted at the start of the season, I see them as my favorites to win the league, and they are indeed not disappointing. And we wait for Man City on Monday night to see what they do in there for you. But Viktor Gyokeres, 14 goals in the Premier League. Toto is having 21 goals, 5 in the Champions League, 1 in the Carabao Cup, and 1 in the FA Cup. Good night to those going to bed. But here onto the Rokani Media Football, we promise you that more and more and more videos obviously going to be dropping in here. Bye-bye.